I know when I heard what's your why, I was like, what is that? What's the why? That makes no sense. So everyone has goals of what they want in this group or what they want for weight loss or those kind of things, whether it be I want to lose 35 pounds or I want to fit into the jeans that I fit into before pre-pregnancy, or just being able to stick to a program or a fitness regimen. So everyone has different goals, but we need to tackle what your why is behind those goals. Why do you have those specific goals? Why do you want to lose those 35 pounds? To make you feel better? Is it because you want to prove to yourself that you can do it? Is it because you want to be able to run around with your kids without breathing heavy? Is it because you want to live 10 years longer than you plan to so you can be around for your kids? There's so many whys. You just got to figure out what your why is. So for me, and every goal can have different whys, or the whys might be different along the journey, right? They can change just like goals can change. But for example, my goal this round, not this specific round, but like my next goal in my fitness journey is I would like to get to 135 pounds. And not because I want to be there forever. It's just I want to prove to myself that I can do it. That's always been kind of a back in my mind goal, like a big, hairy, scary goal for me, because I've never really been that way ever. And so I've hovered like for the past 6 months in the 150s range. You know, I never go past 159, but I'm never really lower than 150. So I want to push myself to get to 135. So that's my goal. But why do I want it? Because I want to prove to myself that I can do it. Because I've always been like an 80-20 girl where I've eat healthy 80% and then splurge for 20%. And I want to prove to myself that I can be like on point on my nutrition until I get to that point, or something along those lines. So that's my why for that specific goal. However, my why for this, let me back up. How do you find your why? You ask yourself, why do you want to reach that goal over and over again until you get to the point where you can't answer that question anymore, where it's just like bare bones, emotional, raw, just like to the core. Like when you think of that, you want to cry, basically. Why do you want to lose that 35 pounds? Maybe because you will feel better about yourself. But why do you want to feel better about yourself? Maybe in your past you've had some people telling you you're fat or something and you want to prove them wrong, or you want to look better when you're not clothed, or whatever. You know, you just keep asking yourself why until there's no more whys to ask. So now I'll tell you my story, my big why. Why did I start my fitness journey in the beginning is because my kids, 2 reasons really. Well, 2 things started it. 3 things that started it. One was I used to work as a 911 dispatcher, so I was working crazy hours. I was always working weekends and nights and things. And so my kids would ask me to play with them, and I was always so exhausted. I would sit on the couch and they would be begging, pulling me up, trying to get me to play with them, and I was just so exhausted. I'd like shoo them away, say, go find something to do. And that broke my heart because I wanted to be able to play with them and be a good mom, but I was like physically exhausted because I couldn't keep up. I was in the 200 pounds range and I was always exhausted. So I wanted to be a better mom. My second one was, as a child growing up, I've always been the overweight friend. I've always been the one that has to shop in the junior section, even when they were in elementary school. I never had like the cute clothes because I never fit into the cute clothes. I was always the one picked last of the kickball team. You know, like I always had that kind of bullied, but not severely bullied, but you know, like I was an outcast almost. I don't know how to say it. But my second why is I don't want my daughter to grow up that way because it was hard. It was hard. I'd cry all the time. Okay, I'm crying now. But I'd cry all the time and I'd make myself physically sick because of my emotion, because I wouldn't tell anyone. I'd make myself physically sick. And so I don't want my daughter to be like that. So that's my second reason for my why. And my third, oh boy. And I guess this was more of a catalyst of what got me into the fitness journey, is because when we went to an amusement park, my daughter wanted me to ride with a ride at amusement park, and I couldn't ride the kiddie ride because I couldn't fit in that drop down belt that they have. And I was so embarrassed, but of course I smiled it off and pretended nothing was wrong. But that really crushed me. So I want to be able to ride roller coaster rides and not worry about my weight. I want to be able to show my daughter that there's more to life than food. And I want to be able to play with my kids. That's like the raw why of why I'm doing all this. So you need to find out your why. Why do you want to be on a fitness journey? Why do you want to lose your weight? Or why do you want to, whatever your goal is, why do you want it? And it needs to make you want to cry. Like, once you get to the point where it's so emotionally driven, it's so emotionally based, that's when you will have success in a fitness program, in a weight loss program, in a healthy lifestyle life. You have to know what is triggering your goals, what makes you cry, what makes it like so emotionally driven. Because when you hit that point, when you want to give up, when you hit that point where you say, I can never do this, you need to go back and look at your why. You're going to write your why down. You're going to put some pictures up on a wall to remind you of how strong your why is. And when you are thinking bad about yourself, or you are thinking negative that you can't do this anymore, this doesn't work for me, you're going to look at your why, those pictures, your handwritten notes, and you're going to get fired up again. This is how it is, a cycle. You're always going to kind of fall off, but you're going to catch yourself back up again, because you're going to tune into your why. That's why it's so important. So that's what I want you guys to think about today. Have the whole day to think about it. Post what your why is, or make a little video and post it so that we can all see and hold each other accountable to our whys. So I know that was longer than I wanted to be, but I kind of want to explain to you guys how you come up with your why and it's not be so confusing. So have a wonderful Monday, and I hope you guys really think about it and put some time into it.